Happy New Year! This is Martha. I'm a relationship counselor and clinical sexologist. I have been in practice for 10 years and I am inspired to make this video because this came out a couple of times with my clients and friends. And yeah, I decided to make this video. There are many videos that I want to make. I have a whole list of videos that I would like to make. And so in this video, I want to talk about how a couple of my friends who are divorced, I'm divorced myself, they actually think that they are used goods. I know and I think they know that they shouldn't think this way, but they cannot help thinking that way. We cannot help the way we think. And if we think in a way that doesn't serve us, then we need to think in a different way. So how can we begin to reframe? This actually happened to me when I was first divorced and I started to date again. And I did have this overwhelming feeling of inadequacy and feeling of being used goods and feeling of not being good enough. I had fear of needing to explain the story of what happened, and I had fear of being rejected. I had fear of people saying like my story is not a good enough reason to get divorced, or so, basically judgment. And lo and behold, I manifested that experience and it was really horrible. I started to chat with this person, and once he found out that I was divorced, he said, sorry, but I don't want to continue chatting with you. I was like, well, you don't know what happened. And said, yeah, I don't want to be with someone who even think of getting a divorce. And even though he didn't know my circumstances, I started to think of people who had every reason and actually needed to get a divorce because maybe they were in physically, psychologically abusive relationships, or maybe downright dangerous situations that they had to leave the relationship. And yet there was this complete stranger who didn't want to hear my story and started to judge me. And you know what? I was angry, I was hurt, I was frustrated, I was sad, I was mad. And I told myself, just because I've been divorced, people don't know my story. And even if they know my story, and even if it's not a good enough story to get a divorce, so what? I refuse to be labeled used goods. So I started to heal myself and realize that if I'm the wonderful, amazing person that I am, even if I'm divorced and there are circumstances behind it, by thinking that I'm not good enough and used goods, it's not going to help me to get a partner. It's definitely not going to help me to attract a healthy relationship. And I started to go inside myself and examine all the different aspects of myself that are wonderful and amazing, and that person would be lucky to have me. And I made a vow to the universe and said, I'm no longer going to let the fact that I'm divorced affect me anymore. And I'm not going to buy into the story that I'm used goods. And ever since I made that vow, I swear to you, I didn't attract anybody who actually acted out the way that that guy did. So you know how we manifest our worst fears. So that guy came into my life, said the things that I needed to hear, to wake up, to come back to my self-worthiness, heal myself, and then after that I recalibrated and I no longer attracted such experiences. Sure, there were relationships subsequently that didn't work out for different reasons, but not the fact that I'm divorced. So when I work with clients and friends who are divorced, and not only divorced, but actually also have kids, and they call them baggage. So this is what I reframe with them. This is what I tell them. So this is like worth, I don't know, $1 million. This this reframing technique that I'm sharing with you. So these friends would say, I'm used goods, I have baggage, and not only that, I have kids, 1, 2, whatever. And I'm not like single women. I'm like, okay, so, and they go into So I don't think I can attract love anymore. Okay. So this is how I suggest to them to reframe. I tell them, what makes you think that they are not looking for you? What makes you feel that you get to decide? Don't you think they get to decide whether they want to be in a relationship with you? And you think that your kids are baggage. What makes you think that the right person is not going to think that they are like the greatest gift of all, that they are a blessing, that it's like buy one get one free, and they don't even have to go through the whole thing about you getting pregnant and raising the kid. Your kid is already there, and the family that they always wanted is complete. What makes you think that you plus kid is going to be baggage when they may be seeing that this is the most wonderful thing that can happen to me? I get 1+1, I get a family that is ready made. What makes you think that? And then I go, oh yeah, but most people, and I was like, you're not looking for most people, you're looking for one person, one guy, the right guy. And if this is the right person, this person will not hold it against you. This person is going to love who you are because you're wonderful, amazing, adorable, fun. You have all these amazing qualities, and that more than makes up this 1+1 or divorce label or package that you think is baggage. What makes you think it's not a present? And then they'll be like, yeah, but I was like, well, it's because you have already put into yourself all these fatalistic thoughts and you think of yourself in that way. So when you put that energy out into the world as used goods, guess what? You're going to attract only negative experiences. You are setting yourself up for abuse. As much as you say this with your head, with your fears, your heart want something else. So the incongruence is actually creating like a mental hell for you. So why not change that? Change the way you think so that the congruence is there, and then you look better, feel better, and then you attract better. You attract better. Don't put yourself, don't set yourself up for failure, and essentially you are setting yourself up for failure and abuse. Because if somebody comes into your life and thinks and knows and can sense that you think you are used goods and they're okay with that, then they are going to at some point probably take advantage of that situation and an opportunity that has presented itself. Somebody who is weak and go, okay, let me just use this used goods. So can you see that that way of thinking is just not beneficial at all, and there's no way you can win because you already put yourself lower than this person. And having left a toxic relationship, getting divorced and fighting for custody for the child, why would anybody want to have gone through that to go through another round? Doesn't make sense. So don't think that way about yourself. Okay, I'm getting mad thinking about it even because I see this in my friends and clients, and they go like, they're so disempowered, right? They're just drained of energy, vitality, confidence, fun, and you think by having that, somebody is going to want that package? No, of course not. So you set yourself up for difficulties and failure and heartbreak, and the worst thing is abuse. So then you go from abuse to abuse to abuse, and then you wonder what's wrong with you. The way you think is what's wrong. If you think that you're substandard, if you think that you are used goods, I'm so sorry, you will attract that. So heal that. So how? I already told you what I think will help, which is I'm not used goods. I'm more than a label. I am an individual. I'm special. I'm unique. I'm strong. I'm wonderful. I'm amazing. I'm a present. I'm a gift. Anybody would be lucky to have me. So what if I have 1+1 or 1+2 or 1+3 baggage, blah, 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 blah. So what? I have a ready-made family. You're lucky if we even looked him up and down. You're lucky if we even let you join our gang. Let join our family. It's it's a blessing, and you're gonna be so happy with us because we are wonderful people. I've brought up my kids well, and my kids are healthy and well adjusted. We're gonna have so much fun as a family. You'll be lucky that we let you in. Not everybody can join our exclusive club. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I feel like I'm talking to you, but there's no reply. Anyway, yeah, so really don't think of things that are going to make you feel disempowered. It's like eating poison. So don't do that. So I know I'm making this video about people who are divorced or with kids, but actually this can apply to other situations in your life as well. People who come from broken families, people who have been in prison, people who have HIV, people who have scars, tattoos, one arm, cannot walk. If you think negative, then you are only attracting bad experiences, failure, disaster, abuse. So this is Martha. I think I've talked for quite some time now. So this is Martha, just introducing a little food for thought about what you can think about, how you can reframe if you are divorced and think that you are used goods and have baggage. Don't let anybody take away your power. Start changing the way you think, because the way you think will affect the way you look, which will affect the way you feel, which will affect what you attract. And the best way to start healing yourself is to plant seeds so that these seeds will grow and that the way you think about yourself will start to change. So thank you for watching this video, and I wish you a happy new year. All the best with your relationships, and know that I'm a relationship counselor, and you can check out my website. That's eroscoaching.com.